welcome to my very first video that I'm going to put on YouTube. Basically, it's going to be me waffling about stuff that probably people already know anyway, but I thought I'd give this YouTube thing a go. I've been on the internet for many years now, and I thought, well, I'll give it a go and see what it's like. Anyway, my very first review, or not so much a review, but an overview of the HTC One Mini M2, so it's like the Mark II version. I've only had it since last Saturday, so I've had it a week now, and it's been an adjustment. First of all, the big adjustment is all my friends going, you've got your Android, what are you wrong with you? You're not an Apple fanboy anymore. So I had to go over that kind of nonsense, but once I got over that and told them all to kind of bugger off, I have to, well, I'm going to live with it now, and no, that sounds horrible, but what I mean by that is I've committed to this for 2 years after being with Apple for many years, and so I thought I was bored of what Apple were doing and thought I'd give this a go. Anyway, it's already been a minute now, and I'll carry on. So I made some notes and I'll go through the positives first of all. Let's send to the screen. So positives: bigger screen. I'm liking the bigger screen. This is the Mini. So one of the options was his bigger brother, the M8, I think it was. Is that right? HTC M8, or was it Samsung M8? No, the HTC M8. And I didn't want the bigger one because it was just too much of a transition from the iPhone 4S into something that looked like it's twice the size. That thing was a monster. So I went for the Mini. Even so, the Mini is still kind of big. I'm liking the screen, I'll be honest. And yeah, it does feel bigger in my pockets, and it does make a bigger bulge. Insert UR there, but it's alright. It's livable, capable, but it does feel fragile in my pocket, so that's something I'm going to watch out for. I've bought a case, and that's coming, so we'll see if that changes anything. One of the reasons I moved from the iPhone 4S was because it's just lagging after update after update. It was just getting slower and slower, and because, well, I like taking photos. Sometimes it would let me take a photo, sometimes it just wouldn't take a photo, sometimes it would just crash, literally just go black, crash. I have to put it in the charger just to make the thing work. So this worked a treat. I'm live on the camera as well. Oh, I didn't write that down in my notes, but I'm loving the camera, I'm loving the screen and how it adapts to low light situations, which is very important. And that was one of the things that I really wanted to get right when transitioning from an iPhone 4S, which has a good camera when it works. So whatever Android machine I went over to, it had to be very good, if not better. Customization, I think that's a big selling point of Android, that I can pretty much do anything I want with each screen, which is quite cool. I'm liking the interface, although one of the interfaces is just massive. I don't use this that often, but if you want to add anything to any of the home screen, it's so easy to do. And yes, I know, Apple boys, you can do that with the iPhone, but I don't know, there's something more liberating about doing it on the Android, so I love that. Another big thing is additional SD card. Right now I've got a SanDisk 64 gig SD card in there, so all my videos, all my camp photos that I've taken are now on that card and not limited to just its 16 gig internal RAM. You can't do that on iPhone. I don't think Apple are ever going to change their minds, so that to me is a big plus there. Strong Wi-Fi and 3G. Now I've tested it side by side with the iPhone 4S. Yes, I know the iPhone 4S is older technology, but I'm doing an upgrade, so a comparison is very natural, and it was consistent. The HTC was consistently getting better, stronger signals, and obviously faster speeds over the Wi-Fi and the 3G. Although 3G can be a little bit flaky here and there, but I think the iPhone suffered from the same problems. And finally, positive, auto backup to Google Plus. On the iPhone, I always backed up on Dropbox anyway, but Dropbox is limited. I've not paid for it because I'm quite cheap. So you can pay for a bigger Dropbox size, 100 gig I think, but I didn't want to pay for it because the cloud there's so much free space on the cloud, so I didn't feel paying for it was the right thing to do. I love Dropbox, I use it professionally and personally, but I didn't want to pay for it. But with Google Plus, it will automatically beep at me when it says archive done, backup done, and it's all in the background. I've set it so that it will back up over Wi-Fi and 3G, so if I lose this phone, no problem there. I know my photos and my valuable data will be saved, apps and that kind of stuff. Not so bothered. You can just always get those back up. Now, on to some of the negatives. Less negatives, in case you're wondering, but still negatives. This back here, I don't know if you can see. No, it's not a good light. Well, you can see how shiny it is. So yeah, this back, as pretty as it is, it's a nightmare to hold because I like to have clean hands. Hello, but and having clean hands means that this thing will just slide off. I don't know if you've seen that one. This thing will just slide off my hands so easily, and if you're trying to text and walk, it's just a nightmare trying to find the right ergonomic way to hold this thing. Do I hold it like this? Yeah, so I can give you an example. Now you can see me hopelessly trying to text things. So I'll just try and text hello. This is. See, I'm trying. See, I can feel it sliding out of my hands already. This. Oops. Is. Oh, you know what? It is a frustrating. Oh, no, I'm being cack-handed. So, trying to talk and do that at the same time. Multitasking, not my strong point. So the back is just as pretty as it is. It's just not It's just not ergonomically a good choice to have because there's nowhere to grip it. There's nowhere to hold it comfortably. This thing is very expensive, very shiny, and I fear. Until I get my case that I bought, which is on its way from Amazon, that if I drop this, and it very easily can be dropped. In fact, I was around a friend's last night. I was telling her, she's asking me how this phone was. I said, yeah, it's alright, but this back is still very slippery. So I handed it to her, and she was kind of playing with it. And then within 15 seconds, it fell out of her hand onto her sofa. I'm not kidding. We both laughed. But my heart went, oh no, he's gonna drop it. But yeah, that's not funny. So they need to kind of sort that out. Put some ribbed things on there, on the back, just to have a better grip. No physical button. Yes, I wrote. So obviously, coming from the iPhone, there's usually a button right there. There's no button. So there's no button. So if there's no button, I can't switch the thing on. And whenever the phone is off, the only way, as far as I know, to switch this thing on is to fumble around, find that tiny little raised button up at the top. You can't see. No, the light's not very good. Tiny little button at the top, and then click that, and then it will come on. And it's just a faff. It's just too fiddly. For something this big, you need a bigger button. Sort out HTC. And what have I written here? Oh yes. So because of the screen, I like texting like most people. See if I can do that. A little bit. Like most people, I like to text with one hand. Now, when I'm texting with one hand or using this thing with one hand, the palm of my hand here, again, probably not a good view. Palm of my hand here keeps touching the screen. Now, I haven't got big hands. I've got average size hands, but not big hands. But just trying to reach round again. No innuendo implied, but just when I try to reach round, my palm keeps touching the screen. So I didn't even try to do it then; I just did it accidentally. It activates the screen, so there needs to be, I don't know, there's something to be said about having a bigger bevel on the sides. Again, that's just me. Maybe it's just me being cack-handed, and and not getting used to it. It's only been a week, so me trying to get used to it, it's just one of those adjustments. One thing I did, one positive I did forget to mention was, and this is my final piece, is the battery life. Battery life in this thing is very impressive. My 4S, I would say I'm a heavy phone user, so YouTube, radio, internet radio, Wi-Fi, research, and Facebook, Twitter, all the usual kind of stuff. But I am a very heavy media user, and obviously when I always take a lot of photos and videos, so I really do punish the battery. But I can honestly say it blew my mind. I was using it quite heavily, and it still lasted easily 13 hours. After 13 hours, I was on 9%. They kept buzzing at me saying I need to recharge it. But even so, my iPhone would not have lasted that long at all. Again, I know it's a 4S. I know it's 3 years old, but still, I've upgraded from that, and so a comparison is necessary. So that rounds off my 1 week kind of overview of the HTC One Mini M8, and I'll do another update in a month's time just to let you know how it feels, just to let you know what I think of it more. Like I said, I'm a heavy user, I'm not a light user. I install a lot of apps. I want to use get the best of my technology. These are major investments, and I want to use them to its fullest. So that's it for now, guys. Thanks if you made it this far. Crikey, it's 12 minutes or so. Thanks for sticking around. I'm going to shoot some B-roll, as they say, on the phone, and I'll catch you later. Bye.